You throw a party, and everybody you have ever been attracted to is there. The girls in the baggy t-shirts in the car park look a bit too young to be smoking. They have been frozen in time. Look exactly as you remember them from that mall 2001, and you are still too shy to ask them for a light. That hockey captain with the spiky hair and the gorgeous calf muscles is smirking at you by the door, and she is laughing with the first girl in junior college to have an undercut and 4 piercings in her ear, because why wouldn't they be friends? Behind them is your netball player crush from secondary 4, staring down at her phone, trying to ignore the girl from your college women's rugby team with the small brown eyes who is talking about the New Zealand All Blacks with a guy with the large black eyes and the shaved head from your college men's rugby team and your first political science class, and the annoying rugby captain from your junior college class, and the girls in the baggy t-shirts are like, what the hell? I thought this was a women's only party. And you're like, so did I, honestly. As the boy who played Joseph in the Secondary 1 Christmas Carol, Christmas Nativity show asks you where the toilet is. You say, I don't know who invited all these, and a tall bearded man puts an arm around you, whispers something in your ear about the French guy starting a fight on the dance floor with a short, skinny skinhead from the West Midlands. And this is what you're into? Asks the bearded tall guy who taught you how to roll cigarettes, and you say, well, we shared a bid once, so I guess, another guy, tall, scruffy, blue plaid shirt, drunk, whom you stopped being scared of when you ended up in the same poetry workshop with him 2 years ago, stands a bit too close to you and says, so we were roommates for a year and you never told me you found me hot? You say, don't kid yourself, I still hate you. 2 androgynous people in the corner in skinny jeans and just the right amount of purple in their hair wink at you and give you a thumbs up. And then a girl in glasses and a collared shirt taps you on the shoulder, asks if you know who those fat bearded guys standing on the back porch are, and why are there so many goddamn white people here, and why do so many of them have dreadlocks, and why are there not more women here who look like women, and do you know what the overall percentage of Y chromosomes at this party is and what that says about you? And you smile politely, take a long swallow of your beer, turn around, break into a jog. You heard a rumor people were getting naked by the pool. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's amazing to be here. And I think that was like the most complimentary introduction anyone's ever given to me, but it's also very wrong, because I did not create Singapore Pride. That was created 14 years ago by some really amazing people, but I helped to, I guess, keep it going every year. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out which poems to read. So this next one is kind of about someone I dated before. It's also about Medusa and how I realized once that it's actually not a bad thing to turn men into stone if you're not actually into them. So when they ask about us, those snakes are not as bad as the stories say. You're surprised to find out. I can tell from your expression. They're nut brown, about the thickness of a pen, is what I tell everyone. I've taught them to sleep under my snapback cap when I go out. Your shoulders say that you're trying hard to act casual, but don't worry. I haven't been with that many girls myself. It's all over Reddit, isn't it? That Poseidon had that secret camera installed so they could catch everything from the grabbing hands to the slapping skin to the scales to the screams to the fangs to the brand of panties I was wearing. Heard they sold it on the internet. Sold it to the Evening Sun, sold it to 20th Century Fox, because the difference between a scandal and a sex crime is who leaks the story first. If they ask, say that you never saw it, say you were far away when it happened, had no use for this kind of small-town gossip. Place your hand over mine and murmur, it's all right now, isn't it? I watch as you dip your finger into your cappuccino and lick the foam off. I almost believe it myself when you pull me in for a kiss at a traffic light. We hear a whistle, some guy across the road, a backwards glance, a wink and a purr, and you can almost feel as the wind in his throat freezes. Take my hand and we keep walking, as the people around him start to shout. If you keep a straight face, I promise not to laugh too hard as you watch his features harden. Who were you kidding when you thought that you were the one offering me protection? When they ask, don't tell them how I put your hand on my stomach so you could feel the kicking, or how you smiled patronizingly and indulged me when I described a tiny flying horse as we held hands on a single bed. History will call it half God, half assaults. History will forget how the sparks of two bodies coming together under a half moon as they begin to speak in tongues and knee and teeth and whimpers as you melt between my lips, as you drip, as I lap you up, and after I find myself waking up to your wet lips on my shoulder, I will wonder, where was it that I learned how to turn women into water? Thank you so much. I'm still deciding what to read. I don't have much time left on the stage. So one thing, I was living in London for about 4 years, and when I was like, until 2012, I can't remember how old I was then, until 2013, I went back to Singapore, and I was really excited to see like the queer scene there, and like meet lots of like cool like Singapore lesbians. I found out that unfortunately the main places that you could actually meet them were, I guess, OkCupid, lesbian parties, which happen once a month, and were kind of shit, and ladies' nights, where lesbians would just like colonize them and take over. So this is kind of about that, and kind of also about how I really hate parties. And also the other thing is that a lot of these all take place like by this like clubbing place near the Singapore River. It's a poem called River. They say there used to be dragons in here. Or maybe they might have meant crocodiles. Maybe someone got them confused. We run to the river on Thursday nights in search of release or reflection, but mainly because someone said there would be free vodka if you look enough like a lady at the door. And the girls come in from everywhere with their 6-inch heels and spiky hair. If you're lucky, they might smile, but mostly they stare. It's too early for eye contact, too late to leave your friends, so you move your shoulders in the darkness to the beat of a song you never really liked. Lose count of the free drinks, dance like she's watching. You'll see everyone here again next weekend anyway. So take me back to that dirty old river. It's probably gonna suck, but hey, whatever. Anything's better than being in a straight club, right? We run to the river on Saturday nights in search of redemption, affirmation, family, because they said there would be a party and everyone would be there. From the kids in the packs and the white-collared shirts to the girls with the ties, the hair gel, the miniskirts, and the butchers with the long silky hair. It's not about the music, it's about the Marlboro Reds, the rumors, the gossip, the drunk conversations about community being another word for obligation. It's 101 girls huddled in groups according to, I don't know, age, race, school. Imagining who we might go home with if we actually talk to strangers at these things down by the river. So take me back to that dirty old river. There's probably a religious metaphor here, but hey, whatever. Take me back to that old dirty river. It's probably gonna suck. I'll bring my vodka. We'll sit by the water, by that Rainbow Lights Bridge. Pretend it's lit just for us. Smoke cigarettes, touch lips. I'll wear my best Hawaiian shirt if I manage to sneak it past my mother. And I'll see you at the Clarke Quay train station in half an hour. And now she's wasted and cold and she wants to go home, but you've only been here for an hour and she won't make out with you on the dance floor. She hates the way you dance and now she won't talk to you anymore either. She's just kind of angry and you know you should have left hours ago, but it's 3 a.m. and look at the taxi queue. You're not getting home till 7 in the morning at this rate. So lie down with me by the banks of the river. We'll start something wonderful that will probably end in disaster. Rest your head on my belly till the sun comes up, till the train starts, whichever comes sooner. And when it's over, we'll return to dance by the water. Find someone new to make out with. And if you lean close, maybe I'll try to tell you the story of how people once thought dragons used to live here. And you'll laugh at how drunk I am and call me an Uber. One last poem? Okay, do you want one about how I cannot dance or one about Peter Pan? Peter Pan. Okay, Peter Pan, make some noise. Dance. Okay, it's up to me, clearly. Okay, I think I'll do the I still can't decide. Okay, I'll do the Peter Pan one. Can't make everyone happy, so I'll just make like this side happy, I guess. Yeah, this is about Peter Pan. It's called New Words for Never. Wendy has a secret. There's this kid who comes to her room every night. She can't really say if they're a boy or a girl. The kid says I'm both, but maybe I'm neither. Climbs through her window, calls himself Peter. Wendy found them hunting mushrooms in the woods by her place, told them she liked their homemade green outfit. They started talking about trees and the life cycles of rabbits. Wendy took them to her house to look at her kitten, let them crash on the floor the night they said their stepfather hit them. Peter changes hair color each week to brighter and brighter shades of magenta, speaks to birds and horses and moths and small children and whatever the hell other things manic pixie dream people do in the movies, like walk across railings without falling over. They climb a 2-story wall to Wendy's roof, jump off a ledge and land on their feet every night. One might have said they had the power of flight. They tell Wendy stories of pirates and marine crocodiles, volcanoes and palm trees, buried treasure and dragons, claim they fought giant lizards and can take Wendy to see them. And this is how they stole Wendy's heart and slipped 2 fingers in, and then took Wendy's hand and slipped half a tab in. The potion soared through her arteries, etched new words for never across her brain, lit fireworks behind her eyes, set off explosions in her veins, and as she felt her feet lift off the carpet, she got a strange feeling that she would never see the stars the same way again. They flew to places Wendy had only seen in fairy tale cartoons and the National Geographic, soared over cities and laughed at the traffic, fought dragons, slayed pirates, and rode giant fish, and when some nice guy sailor called them both kids, Peter yelled, "Age is a social construct here, you son of a bitch!" And then when Peter looked Wendy in the eye and said, "Let's make a pact now that we will never grow up." The adventures continued for 2 to 3 months, or maybe it was decades or 3.5 minutes, and Peter and Wendy, safe in the knowledge of how all time was relative, plotted who they would be in the next century and a quarter. A revolutionary, a war journalist, a popular dictator. Then one night, Peter got caught climbing into the house, got arrested for attempted burglary, criminal damage, and that's before they found the magical vial in their pocket. See, age might be a construct, but no one saw Wendy's protest. She wasn't the one paying the family mortgage. They found Peter's dead name on the police records, history of shoplifting, antisocial behavior. The judge mentioned corrupting nice innocent of taking advantage, prescribed prison and no contact for over a year. So Peter did time, got therapy, moved cities, got clean, found God, grew their hair out, guided back to its natural color, got a job and a boyfriend and turned 23. Put on a dress, put the picture on Instagram and learned to drink wine. Wendy found Peter's wedding pictures on Facebook last month to some straight guy she'd met on the church she had joined. Wendy wrote them a message she knew she never would send, figured all lost boys have to find themselves in the end, figures flying girls get too heavy to float at some point. That guy on TV said something about their hips making them less aerodynamic, said flying girls are alright, but fully grown airborne women just look pathetic. Wendy is on her second Tinder date this month with this scruffy ginger girl who says she likes tattoos and Hunter S. Thompson. Wendy is on her 4th and last time home from far, far away. Figures she should probably finish that novel this year, pay off that loan for that unemployable master's, but won't forget how she swore once she wouldn't ever grow up. She won't look up the meaning of settling down, but she does know the meaning of never say never. She heard a rumor the grown-up world has no place for single 30-something sword-fighting schoolgirls. So Wendy slips this new girl a half tab on the bus to the suburban woods near her old house, whispers something about flying into the girl's triple-pierced ear. For Wendy knows Peter's legacy is also a curse. Prays to herself for this time to be different, by which Wendy means nearly as good as the first. Thank you.